So as usual, I am wondering if the volume is actually working. I don't know. Trying something new. Every time I do, I have this issue. Oh, I wouldn't even be able to hear it, even if I could. If you're there and you can hear me, throw up a comment. Because I don't hear nothing. Um. Oh well. I need glasses. I need glasses. Mic is muted, but it's not muted on the phone. So I'm assuming that means you can hear me. There's weird glitchy things going on in the screen. It says I have someone watching. Tell me if you can hear me. Of course, how could you hear me? That's funny. I'm asking you if you can hear me. And if you can hear me, you can't hear the question. And what is that? I got a weird ghost in the machine, y'all. Got a ghost in the machine. Okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna go over here and turn this up just a little. Yep, I can hear myself. Woo! I'm excited. So I have no idea what the feed will look like trying to stream with two devices, but we will see. I usually try to just stick to being on my computer because then it's cool and I don't have to distrust it. But I think I figured out a way to have my phone up and have my phone involved, which is kind of cool. So for my artist friends out there, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but like you have like that favorite brush. Fuck. You know, I was worried about that. I got this one of those USB port holding whatever thingies, and I have a feeling that this is one of those things that you probably don't want to buy the cheapest version of it because there's a couple of times like that where a device connected to it does not like it. It doesn't like it. Oh, start cam. But I don't want to. Holy crap! One there twice. Interesting. I love. I have. Oh. Mute. Stupid shit. I had this happen the other day, and the girl's like, one of the girls on my stream's like, "You something about me like being used to streaming or not streaming or something," and I'm like, "No, streaming. I stream." Streaming with multiple devices and trying to figure out the fucking audio because StreamYard isn't smart enough to have a programmer disable a speaker. That is not my problem. Where's my camera? That is not my problem. But I'm trying. I'm trying. Now it won't connect. Now it won't connect to this fucking camera at all. And that's kind of the most important camera, actually. Like, I couldn't really honestly care about whether or not I'm on the screen. Having my webcam on the art. Oh, there we go. Jeez, good Lord, have mercy on me. Sweet baby Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus. Add to stream. Switch this fucking shit. Okay, so let's try this again. Oh. Whoa. Okay. We shall try. We shall try this again. Okay. I see people watching. You're watching the ever-growing or ever-present Dory shit show with her audio issues. I forget. Like, I'm looking at that monitor, and I'm like, I'm over here But that's cool. I'm hoping this works. Okay, so if you're watching, thank you for stopping in. And this is, oh man, right. See, right off, I got the wrong bag. I need, oh, thank God I'm flexible. I need the bag with my watercolors. Thank God, if I want to use this video for something, I know enough about video editing to take all of this craziness out. It's all beginning craziness. Cross our fingers that the webcam doesn't stop working. But yeah, so like the USB device thingy I got, clearly, buying a cheap one or cheaper one is not a good idea, because if the webcam is plugged into that USB device instead of the actual laptop, it does not like it. It does not like it. So I'm going to put a couple of paints on my palette, and we're going to further work on Meagan's piece. And I'm sure you can hear me. Yeah. Okay. I'm used to doing this with very little commenting or social interaction with the people that choose to come and lurk on my streams. I'm used to that. I'm used to the lurker thing. I've gotten to a point now where I kind of just, do my thing, and hey, you want to lurk at me? Fuck yeah, go for it. Do your thing, man. Whatever it is that you're doing, you do you, boo. It wouldn't occur to me to do that. I've sat on streams and had it on in the background and let it in, like, as a guy said the other day, used it as a podcast. But I let them know I'm there. I'm not a fucking monster. Okay. So I had that. Oh, here's the brush. So what I was yabbering about when my camera thing stopped working and I got totally waylaid with what I was doing, I was talking about the fact that I have a couple of brushes that are like my all-time fave. And maybe it's from use, using them more than others. But like, I don't know what happened to this brush, but the tip is not the same. The tip is not the same. Well, it's kind of a cheesy thing anyway. It's as bad as decaf coffee. Speaking of coffee. Okay. Deep breath. I love that. I love. So you're mostly going to get to, this is maybe not going to be as fun as watching the stream from yesterday when the paint first went on the black, but it's still, I think it'll still be good. I'm mostly going to take the roadmap of what I've got here and fill it in. Fill it in, fill it in. Oh, I didn't even think about putting music on. Oh, well. My roommate was vacuuming, and I can hear the sounds of the outdoors through my window. So yeah. Maybe a little quiet is a good thing. Maybe. Hello to whoever that is that's watching. Welcome. There we go. That's what I want. Just that fine line between too much paint or not enough. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Son of a bitch. Okay, we shall add water. We shall add some more water. So I'm gonna be on Creators Outlet at 6 for the no people that are watching, because you know they're busy. They have live story. You're not important. They have their own stuff to do. Probably at work, where I should be. Although technically I am at work. This is not a bad way to earn a living. I can't decide if I like that or not. Let me try this. Try something else. Just for fun. I want to see. Because white, the thing I like about some of the colors, so some of the colors when they go on, there's no opacity, I think is the word. There's no transparency. Like it covers what you put and you can't see through it. And white, I don't know why, but white, oh yeah. See? Definitely think I'm gonna add some white to this yellow in order to get the effect I'm trying for. Because using just the yellow, for some reason, just the yellow is just, it's too, even using it straight out of the tube without adding any water, it's too watery. It's just not solid color enough. And I don't know why that is, because the white definitely is. If that, yep, see? I like that. I need to smooth it out when it dries a little. Ooh. Now this is a good idea. Take this color and fill in where it was giving me a hankering issue of the black. Haha. Yes. I love how like little challenges that come up, whether it's with the colors or the technique, they usually give me an idea of a different way of doing it, and oftentimes far better than what my mind or what my head was trying to say was the way to do it. Okay. I need a different brush. I think maybe part of the problem is that brush. Oh. Sometimes it just takes patience. Trial and error, patience, you name it. Hello to whoever that is watching. I'm going to put some more paint on the palette. Yesterday I was putting too much at a time, and I'm going to try not to bother with that today. Oh, where was I? Oh yeah, over here. Because I'm not going to rush anyway, so this way it might take me longer, but I don't care. I'd rather that than have a bunch of wasted time and wasted paint. Hello? Someone's watching me. So like kind of akin to like, you know you have a peeping Tom, but you're like, oh, well, I'm gonna change my clothes anyway. I guess that's kind of what it's like when I have lurkers on my streams. Didn't even really know there was a word for it until someone said it one day. I'm like, what's a lurker? Thank God for Google. Go ask Google. Google will tell you. What does that fucking mean? I don't know. One of these days I'll say something that'll make my lurker actually comment. But I'm not gonna try to deliberately. I am not. This is my stream of working on Meagan's piece, so I will leave my usual unfiltered comments in my head. Or maybe I do want some music on. I'm excited. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. Okay. All right, those are dry. I wanted to kind of get an idea of what I liked, what colors I liked. I need more white. I know that I sometimes speak too soon and I over exaggerate the complexity of something, and then I under exaggerate the complexity of something. So I'm hoping I don't jinx myself, but I was trying to get the flower, the yellow bunch of flowers just right before I did anything else, because my head keeps thinking that that's going to be the easy one. That's going to be the easy part. And that has been a mistake in the past to try to say that. I mean, like, not the flowers. I knew the flowers are going to be hard. I knew those were going to be hard to get to what I want, what I'm envisioning. Especially with some of the variances of what I want to do with each one, with each petal and stuff. And so I was prepared for that. But I'm just like sitting here going, you shouldn't think the rest of this piece is going to be easy. But this and the butterfly are my most important, like, they're the focal points. And then what I can do with the vines and the flowers that I'm going to do on the vines, I think that's going to be, like I said, the quote unquote easier part. But I've had my pieces prove me wrong before, so we will see. We shall see. Just because I envision it being an easier part of the piece doesn't mean it's going to be. I've spent more time on one thing in a piece than the whole damn piece. Hi, Donald. Looking good. Thank you. I'm just trying out different variations of the yellow because I want to get just the right yellow I have in my mind to what I'm envisioning. And I think I'm there. I think I've got it. And luckily, once I get a few passes, I had a few petals to play with. I knew once I got past those, then the rest, I just, I got to be able to mix the paint and then bring it to the canvas. I mean, it's going to be one big bunch of yellow flowers, but I don't want them to be exactly the same and all the same shade and stuff. And then I have red accents that are in the flowers that I have to add at the end. So yeah, I think I finally have this color to what I want. Not on that one yet. I'm gonna need a little bit of green for that one. Ooh, I like that. Looking good. Oh, that's so rad. He's watching via YouTube. Excellent. I just automatically assumed my friend Donald was watching from Facebook, but no, he has my YouTube. That makes me happy. My next order of business for the channel to promote and build up a following on is my Twitch. So, if you are a Twitch person, go follow me on Twitch. I like how the white looks, but then I really, depending on what I'm trying to do for the effect I'm going for, like this, the white underneath the green is quite nice. It's quite a nice effect. Okay. Oh, I dig it. I dig it, man. I dig it, dude. I dig it. Definitely can say for sure that the watercolors do better for this type of piece on a black canvas than my acrylics did. That I can tell you for sure. The acrylics, there's something, I think it's because watercolor is so much more matte and so much more flat in color without a lot of the shine, and so it suits the contrast of it in a way that couldn't really get with the acrylics. I tried. I did a piece and I ended up doing a wash on the canvas because I didn't like it, and I'm probably gonna switch over to a watercolor for that. And yeah. Oh, I like that. It's kind of perfect timing because I still have a lot I need to do. Now that I have a printer, I can actually get serious about it. But I have a children's book that I have it in narrative of it's written, and then I went through it to create the kind of line by line kind of storylines kind of thing of what and nobody told me to do this, and then I found out it was kind of how some of them do it. But I'm even going to submit it to a friend who is accepting submissions for consideration for standalone stories, little books or comic. I don't know if it would be a comic book or just a graph. I don't know. He would be able to explain it better than me. So anyway, now that I have a printer scanner, I don't really need the fax part, but I did get one that was better than what I was using, because I felt like there were so many things I couldn't do like that, because like I want to print some pages to do storyboards. Not that I plan on doing like super intricate artwork for it, because I'm gonna leave that to the expert, to Mike Jimmy. But if he even chooses the story. Of course, I've got to, got to submit it. But I will definitely be doing that. It's one of my other little things I'm working on. But that whole thing that I'm working on, that whole children's book and working on that children's book, had a lot to do with influencing me to sit here one night and paint the original piece of these colors on a black background, because I had this vision of some kind of like, like fantasy. I didn't do unicorns, I used butterflies, but that was where the visual came from, was after having worked on my children's book. And then as I'm doing Meagan's piece, I'm looking at this and I'm going, I can't wait to do the next piece. I mean, I'm super excited, and I'm gonna take my time with this, with Meagan's. But my next commission for my customer is, yeah, I can't really talk about it, but I'm so excited, man. Oh, I'm so excited for what she has in store for me to create. Challenging, absolutely. Something I've never done before, totally. Unlike anything I've ever done, not entirely, but it'll be exciting to try it out. I'm fairly certain she's okay with me announcing it, but now that I think about it, I don't remember her explicitly giving me permission, and I don't share any of that stuff until I know for a fact that's okay. So I will find out. And if she says yes, I'd probably do it live anyway. So it is going to be, knock on wood, hopefully one of my favorites. Just the idea of what she asked me to do. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. Fuck yeah, I want to draw that. I want to try to paint that. Bring it to life on canvas with neon colors on black. Oh yeah, babe. Oh yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. Give me some of that, And like I'm at the point now where I think I'd be willing to attempt. I'm willing to attempt whatever a customer would ask me. I mean, there's some taboo things I probably wouldn't paint, but there's so much willingness right now in my soul for what someone might ask me to paint, that now is the time to get me, man. Get me now while the rose-colored glasses are still on. Okay, so this is more green than yellow, but I'm going to fix that in Toot Sweet. Because, where did it go? The yellow. I bumped. Which one do I like more? I like this one more. I have two different yellows. One's a tempera watercolor, and the tempera paints aren't bad. They're not bad. Honestly, there's not a whole heck of a lot of difference between them, but again, it's kind of like the acrylics. Like, there's something about watercolor color being more flat, with matte is the word, sorry, more matte without any gloss. And I don't need it to put any gloss on the piece. I'm gonna whatever gloss this is gonna have is gonna be from the spray that I spray it with. I don't need the paint to be glossy. And talk about, like, whatever you see for colors now, oh holy crap, man, when I spray it, that's a whole different view of what it's gonna, I mean, it's, I wouldn't say night and day different, but it's so different when the gloss acrylic spray hits this paint. It's pretty stunning, actually, to me. I'm at that point. Either too much paint on the brush or not enough. You know, it's just the way it is. Say this is an easy size to work on. You just flip it around, twist it around what I'm doing. But I'm doing. I think I found my jam, man. I found my rhythm, dude. Like I got it down now. I wasn't sure, so sometimes depending on how I want it to look in terms of the the brush, the brush strokes, sometimes I have to take a few passes at it in a few different ways before I get it in my head right. I'm like, okay, that's how I need to do the brush. So, you know, that can take some time, but I'm on like these over here. Maybe it's the shape, I don't know, but yeah, definitely first pass, perfect. No complaints. Won't be having to go revisit that one. That one and that one is still kind of like TBD. TBD. But this flower, I love that. I love it. I think it has something to do with the angle. The fact that it's on its kind of coming off from its side. Probably has a little bit to do with the visual part of it being from the side like that. I think that's probably true for a lot of things. Maybe that's why, I mean, I know that part of it is because of just some of the skills I need to improve on and I don't have. And some of it's just visually, I kind of like looking at something from an angle or an odd, you know, when you look at something straight on, to me, it's just not as aesthetically pleasing. I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to do something where you're looking straight on to whatever it is, you know? And I think that's why this particular yellow flower is coming out exactly how I would want. And that's probably why. I fucking love it. I'm like, now if I can get all the other flowers to look like this one, I'll be happy girl. Happy, happy, happy girl. Oh man. I mean, like, really? Like, for reals? Like, where's the camera? Oh, it gets blurry when you get closer to it. I love that one. It's my favorite. Kind of looks like a bug off to the side. But I like it. Okay, so let me revisit these. I got a little carried away with the green. over here. And I don't think you can really see it, but definitely far too green of a tone in these petals. Um, so we shall see what happens when I put, I'm going to add some white to this and make it lighter. How long have I been on? 30. Okay. I have so much stuff I gotta do later. Holy moly. So much to do. I've turned into a graveyard shift. Not on purpose, but I end up staying up late. Now that I don't have to actually get up, I sleep in and then I'm working late, which is not a complaint. I'd rather be creating anyway than sleeping. Sleeping is overrated. Man, I would rather lose sleep and get 3 times as much done. Oh, dude. Dude. I think I just perfected this dang flower petal. Yes. I love it. So if I start singing "I love it, I love you" to a piece of the painting, then I know I'm okay. I can do it. I can finish it up and move on. And I just sang to that petal, so I think it's good. I think it's okay. So now this one, on the other hand, we shall see. I got way carried away with the green behind, with the color of the green, and I'm actually going to cover up the pistils because they're trying to paint around them was part of my problem, I think. And I'm going to just come in here with one really big, bold yellow petal. Because I need it to be yellow, not green. I can still see some of the green, which is actually not terrible. It's not terrible. Because these flowers are actually kind of see-through, some of the petals. So that's actually not a bad thing, really. It's like you're seeing the petals behind them. Okay, now, let me try this. I might be making the biggest mistake ever. I don't know. We shall see. You can't even really see what I'm doing. Hi, Cult Culture. Happy Doris, happy Friday. Yay. Hey, Doris, I mean. Yeah, it is a good day. It's a happy day so far. I was struggling with this one petal. Every other petal has been sweet to me and loves me and done what I wanted. This petal, on the other hand, has said, fuck you. I don't really care what you want me to do with the color. You are going to have to start over. And I'm... it happens. There's always one thing in it, you know, like almost always one part of a painting that gets me, man, and I have, you know, I have to spend extra time or struggle on it, but you know, patience and diligence, and I'm gonna let that dry and come back to that one. This petal came out perfect. I got this other petal over here that behaved just fine. She was a good girl. She did exactly what I wanted her to do. She behaved for me. First pass. I don't even have to touch it again. I might add some white accents to it, but other than that, She's fine. See? Another one. First pass. Works great. Looks good. Oh. See. Oh, yeah. See? Might have to do something. I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. It's got too much paint on it now. Oh, I love that. See? This one's cooperating just fine. I love how I'm putting it on the painting. Like, you're cooperating with me. Kinda. Kinda true. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. We want some of this over here. Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. I love it. Every time you are near, looks like me, they long to be close to you. On the day that you were born, the angels got together, decided to create a dream come true. Starless in your head, something else, I don't know the words. I am coming up on the hour mark. Not surprised. I had technical difficulties at the beginning. I don't even know how much time was wasted at the beginning on those silly technical difficulties. I'm glad the camera started working again though. That was good. Oh yeah, coffee. I have coffee. Oh. So, we are going to finish this leaf. Oh, so party. Like it was so party to go the first pass through, and I was like, "Hello, look at me, Ma. I did what you wanted." First, okay, this leaf is the most perfect. Oh, I might have spoke too soon. Hold on. Hold the presses. No, I ran out of the color I want. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, leaf. I spoke too soon. Damn it. I was gonna say this leaf is the most perfect of the whole entire painting, and then I fucking ran out of the color I was using, and then now I gotta fix it. Oh well. It's like, wait a second. See, this is why I shouldn't speak too soon. I'm just saying. Still okay. It's still good. It's all right. I like this color anyway. It's different. It's more different than the sleeve next to it, which is kind of what I needed. Needed some contrast a little bit. So, I think it'll be fine. Fill in this other part of the leaf over here with some more green. While I had to make more green because I ran out, and then now I've got the rest of this green, and I'm like, oh well, I guess this leaf's getting more detail. Haha. See, sometimes some of my attention to detail or a lot of detail on something in a painting isn't me. It's just, it's just what happened with having more paint. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's not my brain. I don't like waste. So if I look at the colors I have left and what I've got in front of me, I mean, I have had to throw paint away because I just had, there was no way I was going to find anywhere to put any more paint on a painting. I've had that happen to me. Where like the only reason the painting was done was because literally stood back and like, there is nowhere left to put any paint on this fucking canvas, you know? Like, um, it's kind of like you get to a place where you've reached your maximum capacity kind of thing. I've had a few of my pieces do that to me where they chose to be done because there was literally no way I could add any more paint to it, even if I wanted to. It just would have started looking like I just, you know, one big old glob of paint, and that's not attractive, or at least it isn't to me. I've seen people's paintings like that. Like, I'm like, did they just throw a bunch of paint on the canvas and call that a painting? I don't know. You know, not my kind of art. There are people out there that like that. I'm not one of them. I can't think of any artist I've ever really followed that was like that. Maybe Pollock. Pollock's paintings are kind of, they're not just a bunch of paint thrown on a canvas, but he's probably the least of my tastes that is someone I actually like. Because most of the time, if it's not my taste or suiting of art, but then I've been proven wrong a few times. I have a few people that I follow now that, like, you know, when I took one glance at their page or their art, and I'm like, yeah, no, not my thing. But then I've learned not to just look at one. I've learned to go look at their whole catalog, and there's a lot of them that I'm so glad I did that for, because I would not have seen the ones that I've seen that were my favorites, kind of thing. If that makes any sense. Certainly makes sense to me, because every single time I go through a page, I may not like everything. I may not like their style, but there's almost always one piece, at least one painting or one or two paintings of someone's that I could tell you it's my favorite of their work, you know? It just depends. Happens every time. Every single time. So luckily I've learned to do that. I've learned to look at everything and not just take my first impression of a person's art when I come across their pages or whatever. I'm like, no, let's go look at their catalog. Let's go look at everything. I had, and I actually wasn't even remotely offended, and it ended up being, to them, they thought they were insulting me. It was such a huge compliment, actually. I had someone go through my website to look at what I had, and they're like, everything's so different, I can't decide. And I was like, I beamed from ear to ear when they said that, because if you go to my art and it overwhelms you that everything is so different, job done, man. Job fucking done, because that is exactly the intention. That is so my intention. I don't want it. It's just me, my personal professional take for my own work. I don't want it to be a bunch of the same thing. And I'm super rad. Like, so when I painted this original black neon one and it was sold within 24 hours, I was like, whoa, I wasn't planning on it turning into like a special commission type of piece that I would do for people. But it was perfectly suited because of anything I can think to do differently and so unique, but yet not feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again. It's something like this for sure. So that was exciting. It is exciting because I have two so far. So yeah. I'm going to change brushes. I gotta get in here real fine. much. Whoa. Oh my God. Just, I have paint everywhere. Usually I have paint on my hands and my hair, which is perfect. I know, I don't think that mechanics or construction guys, I wouldn't think they would enjoy the fact that they get all dirty or smelly or whatever. I don't get smelly, but I love when I have paint everywhere. It makes my whole fucking day to have my nails are filthy. They're just fucking filthy. Of course they'll be clean later when I shower, but I love that. I love the fact that I get paint everywhere. It's pretty hot actually. I want to put more paint in there for this, but I know that if I do, it's going to get too much paint, and I don't want it to have a lot of paint. It's just an accent, Dory. I have to walk myself off of a ledge sometimes. And I go, oh, I need more paint over here. This is not enough. And then I go, if it was any more, you'd be making mistakes. Yes, I have to talk to myself sometimes. And here comes the abstract, where I'm gonna, as I'm going through this, I know I will be doing this. These just little extras. Not quite realistic for what you would see in real life, and that's the point. That's kind of the point. Definitely not that artist you would want to call if you want it to look like a photograph or something real. One, I don't have the skill set. I've said this in some of my live streams. And two, I don't have an interest in developing them either. Um, it blows my mind when I see it. I get super. I love watching it. I love watching that kind of people, that kind of art being created or whatever. But it's not. I don't know. I mean, maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll try it. I don't know. We shall see. I do have a commission piece for to do a Black Spider-Man, the Morales one. That should be fun. And now, only reason I haven't started it was because I've been busy on other projects, but I will do it. Should be interesting. Should be interesting. I just came up with a solution to the pedal that I don't like. And I am super excited in my head for it because I know exactly what I'm going to do to fix it. Come here. I need a little more yellow on that paint. Oh, yeah. We're digging that, man. Digging that, dude. Let's see. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm going to let it dry and I'll give it another coat. I got that line over there just the way I wanted it, and then I just went right over it. Ha! Ha! I'm at. Damn it. It's okay. It's okay. As my mentor, Bob Ross would say, happy mistake. Okay. I need to let that dry before I try to do anything else with it. Because you can try as you want. If it's you're trying to put wet paint on wet paint sometimes, it is not going to do what you want it to do. So we will move on and come back to that. Move on. This is, we have, I feel like in that movie Fight Club where he's like, put your seat back in the tray position, in your tray in the whatever position. I feel like that we've reached that point of this piece because we're now at the stage where the abstract, let's go outside of the box girl in my brain has shown up. So and it's just what happens. It's just what happens. Because I'm like, I like this like this. This is, I can dig. I can dig this. Mm-hmm. Yep. finish up everything I can with the paint I have left, and then I'm going to pause. Hi, Frank. You're catching me right at the tail end. I'm probably going to do a few more things and then be done. I heard you were missing. Let's see. That's cool. I was editing the video. Just need to make a thumbnail. Yes, I'm presumed dead, apparently. You know, Scott Green got famous that way. He spread a rumor about him supposedly being dead or something. And next thing you know, he was more known than some other actors that had done far more work than him. It was kind of funny. The Seth Green presumed dead rumor thing. That was one of those news stories I remember from when I was younger. It was pretty funny. I have to move this closer to me. So you guys are just going to have to bear with me for a sec. I love how, like, I kind of have an idea of what the effect is doing right now, what I'm doing, but it's not until I look up at it in this monitor do I actually see that, yep, it's working. Absolutely. Hey, Lucy. I don't know why Desi Arnaz just came to mind. No clue. I was going for Jerry Lewis. Two of my favorite comics in the entire world. Lucille Ball and Jerry Lewis. And Jerry Lewis didn't think women should be comedians. Didn't stop me from loving him when I heard that. I was like, what? He did what? So I said that, run of the mill, typical jerk. I say to someone one day that Jerry Lewis was one of my favorite people on the whole planet. And just one of the funniest men that ever existed. And of course, naysayer bullshit. And like, he didn't think that women should be comedians. And I'm like, I'm fairly certain I don't care about that, if that was his opinion. Because it doesn't take away from the fact that he was one of the most hysterical people ever and one of the most incredible comedy writers that's ever lived. He wrote almost every single bit that they ever did on the show he did with Dean. Just genius. The man was a genius. Comedic timing, just everything about it. Not to mention the fact that he was a good-looking man. That definitely was okay too. I have a thing for nerdy geeks. Although Jerry Lewis was more of just a nerd as a persona as opposed to his real life character. Real life personality, I mean, as a person. I watched an interview he did. Oh my God, he's such a gracious man. Such a gracious man. I just was like, wow. I really hope he was as decent in private as he was in my perception. So, I wouldn't want to. I don't even know that I'd want to hear anything bad. If he had ever did anything bad, I don't think I'd want to hear it. I think I'm over it. Like, I would be like, I'm just gonna live in a little fantasy world that he was one of the most perfect men. So shush up. I don't want to hear it. There's a few people like that I admire that I feel that way about. Like, yeah, I don't want to hear bad stuff about them. It might be true. Probably is true. I just, let me have my fantasy, okay? Leave me alone. I want to have my fantasy over here and think they were a perfect person, okay? Okay. So it's like one of the last ones I'm doing for today on this over here, this leaf over here, and something about its shape. It's getting more attention because of it, and it's just because of the swoop thing I'm doing, and I want to emphasize a certain way. And by George, I think I got it. I don't think women should make comics. Anyways, I'm enjoying making this comic with Hannah. Huh. I don't think women should make comics. He put that down there twice. I don't really have an opinion about it, to be honest. Probably because I'm such a freedom fighter for every person being unique and individual and doing whatever they want to do, that to have that opinion would be to put myself in a place of God and judgment and such. And so, but I am also the same person that believes that women shouldn't have to work and should be able to just raise babies and be at home and cooking meals. So, take what I say with a grain of salt. Because I'm old school sexist. But then I also am the same person who damn well, even if I had the ability to sit at home and be a at-home homemaker mom, no effing way would I be told what to do or not to do by some man. That's not happening either. And I definitely would want my own income. I can't. The idea of not having my own money that's mine from money I earned, I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would not be able to function. I couldn't do it. I don't know how anybody does that. But then again, I've never done it, so maybe I'd feel differently if I actually had that as a possibility. I wouldn't. I mean, yeah. Of course, if I were taking care of kids, it wouldn't be as if I wasn't working. That is a job, 100%. And it's the best one. Okay. All right. I'm going to do one last thing, and then I'm done. I want to see. Yeah. Okay. All right. I like it. Yeah, cause I made a typo. Oh, I see. I do have a few. Like every now and then I will see, male or female, it's not even gender. I'll see someone do a comic about something of the opposite gender. And I sit back and go, whether it's a girl or a guy, I'm like, you got no idea. I mean, yeah. Probably I'm not going to buy from a man who's trying to tell me what it's like to be a woman in some way, like I'm probably not gonna buy into that. Because dude, you just don't know. It would be like me trying to write a book about this is what men are or some shit. And I'm like, fuck man, I'm not a guy. I'm not even about to put myself in a position to try to. Now I can talk about the effects that men have on women. And I definitely can do, there's tons I can do in that regard, but there's no way I would sit there and try to write a book or tell someone that this is how men are. Fuck. Talk about pompous. So when I see stuff that people have created, thinking that they have a fucking clue what it's like to be a woman, I just laugh. I just laugh at that shit. I'm like, you fucking don't even know. There's no man on this planet that knows. You just don't know. And that's good that you don't know. You don't have to know. Let a woman write it. So, super, 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 super close to being past this, the main focal point, the main flower point. Definitely, probably only really have, I've got maybe 2 or 3 things left I want to do to it. Maybe, tops. Not much. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I was letting this line here dry. Okay. I'm gonna come these 3 right there, not touching right now. I know you can't really even tell, but like these 3 petals, they're just like almost right. With the masked woman character, I run everything by Anna. I don't presume to know what she would do if she was a sci-fi superhero, right? I think to some degree, like, there are things that gender has zero to do with in terms of decision making, and I think that would probably be true, but I get what you're saying. I mean, so many people want to make it seem like the decision of what we would do would be the same for either person, but again, like that, even that's kind of not even all that gender specific. Although, like in the movie The Second Alien, there's a lot of men and women who wouldn't have even bothered to go back for Newt. And so, one could say that character Ripley goes back for Newt because she's a mom, and she's, because Ripley was a mom. And sure, that may very well have been the case. But just, can't assume that just because she's a woman, that's why she went back. Or just because she was a mom, that's why she went back. Ripley was also a lieutenant. So there's that. And that doesn't necessarily have to have anything to do with gender. It was just in her, in her innate makeup as a character in terms of, whatever she is or was. And it probably had nothing, could very easily be said to have nothing to do with her gender. The fact that she goes back for Newt. I mean, I know what they're trying to depict in the movie, but one could argue that that's just about just even her training, I mean, she was a civilian lieutenant type thing. I don't think she was actually military, but still, you don't get to that level in your career just by being a random run-of-the-mill kind of person. Clearly she was third in command on that ship. So whatever Ripley's character had been doing before that was significant, clearly, because I'm just assuming in that world or any world, you get to that level of seniority. Yeah, you didn't get there because you're a woman. At least I'd like to believe that she didn't get there because she was a woman. Okay, so I wanted to get out this darker green to see if what I had in my mind was going to work, and I absolutely adore what it did for this leaf I have over here and what I had in mind for it. And so that will be a yes to this being the next step for when I come back to this piece. Probably finish it tomorrow, work on it again. It's actually a really enjoyable color scheme to work with, these greens and yellows, green and yellow, because that was my high school colors. This is my actual high school colors, and it doesn't even remotely look like a high school color mascot setup, whatever, but all I need is a little more white, and yeah, Oh, I'm looking over there. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on my phone. Haha. So, so yeah, I am okay. Hour and 20. Okay. I'm going to do this other one next to it and then I'm done. I promise. I'm promising myself, you guys, because I need to take a break, change, get ready. Later, I'm going to be on Will's show on Creators Outlet. So for anyone watching, I will be on Creators Outlet at 6 with Will Pace. That's super exciting. And we're going to talk about La Première Tomée. And whatever else comes to mind. Trying not to go overboard. Wouldn't be the first time that I'm late. Just, supposed to be here to accent that whatever, and then end up changing the whole color of the whole entire thing because I get carried away or I get lazy or whatever. And I don't want to do that. Love, love, love how the color on the black looks when it goes down. So cool. Let's fill that in. All right. I dig it. I dig it. Oh, that's a good view. Wait, let me turn it around. Hey. Hey, it came in focus. All right, so round 2 is done. Thank you for stopping in, saying hello. I hope everyone who is there that's watching has a great, great rest of your Friday. If you are around today at 6, I will be on. I'm all looking at the other camera. I will be on with Will at Will of Creators Outlet. So with that, I'm going to hit this.